Welcome back to Ignite Success. I'm your host, Suzie Becker, and I'm here with
Alex Kellison.
Hi. We're here with Rick Hoffman of Orion Solutions, and we're going to talk a little bit about what happens when you transition your career into elevating other people around you to become the exceptional versions of themselves. Hi, Rick.
Hi. Well, thanks for having me here today.
It's a privilege. Thank you for your service. You are a retired Navy captain.
Yes.
And you took all of that effort and resources that our armed forces put into their greatest asset, our people.
Yes.
And you've decided to take that and pay it forward by creating a business model that does just that, reinvest in our greatest assets. So tell me about Orion Solutions.
Well, Orion Solutions, there's 4 of us in the headquarters, all serving together, and one served with me when I had command of my cruiser back in the 2001-2002 timeframe. And what we do is we take, we're contracted under General Dynamics to take old sailors and put them on the podium to teach young sailors how to use their sensors and weapon systems so that they can grow to be old sailors. So the young men and women that you've seen operating off of Yemen recently,
Yes.
Thomas Hudner, Carney, and others.
Yes, Carney was just there, sure.
Those are all Mayport ships, and that is what we do is we help them stay safe at sea, so that they come, 400 young men and women go, 4,000 fingers, 4,000 toes come back.
Yeah, I have this this tagline that I use around my kids: "Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready."
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's exactly what you've effectively created, is this cycle of training that keeps you battle ready.
Yes.
We hope that we don't have to use it.
Well, exactly right. One a retired admiral once said that the mark of a really good ship handler or mariner is to never have to demonstrate that he's a good ship handler or mariner by planning ahead and being prepared. So all the guys that are at the last minute scrambling and they pull it out, that guy failed. That guy failed. We're rewarding the wrong guy. So in our world, we say they have to, before they leave the pier, they've got to be ready for anything they might meet in the open ocean.
Yeah.
And the closer you are to a coast like Yemen, or we got ships off the eastern Mediterranean right now, or doing what we call a freedom of navigation operation off the Gulf of the Taiwan Straits. Those guys have to be prepared to take an incoming round at any moment.
It's unbelievable, because the most attention that most of these people get is when something goes wrong, and like you said, they're able to solve the problem. But the true mark is being proactive in avoiding any discrepancies and having contingency plans in place.
Yeah.
Alex, have you ever experienced this type of situation where you could see the value in being taught by people who came before you to keep you even sharper?
Oh, absolutely. What did they say? Mastery makes it look effortless.
Yeah.
I think that's a paradigm of what I see Rick talking about all the time, where, like you said, when things go wrong, that's when you really find out if somebody's well prepared and well planned or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see it all the time in business.
Well, the other thing is I'm not doing this by myself. I've got a team of guys that are incredible. They've served with me at sea. In fact, the president of my company was the guy who brought me the news of the bombing at 9/11.
Wow.
Okay, so I was on the bridge of the ship. I was off the coast of Mayport conducting some training exercises, and he told me that this had just happened, which was mind-boggling to us. We were operating with the Kennedy Battle Group, and we basically turned around and headed up, established an air defense corridor off of the Mid-Atlantic. Now imagine saying those words, an air defense corridor off the Mid-Atlantic. That was what we did the morning of September the 12th. We're off the coast of Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah.
So
how many people woke up that morning thinking that was going to happen?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. But we reward the wrong things. Everyone who has ever studied, polar expeditions knows of the Shackleton story. Tell me what Raoul Amundsen did.
Who?
Exactly. He went there 4 times and came out all 4 times without losing a single person. So
essentially what we're saying is that if there is somebody who is an officer that we've never heard their name until their retirement day, that's the officer that we should be holding to that standard. That's the one that we're putting on the pedestal.
Exactly right.
And in order to obtain that status, again, it's not the person who's coming in on a Sunday for practice. This is the person that's waking up every
single day.
and they're practicing their free throws for no reason, even if they never got recruited. And that's really the hope in that situation, that they don't get recruited.
Yeah.
But now they were off the coast of Yemen, and we had the great privilege here locally as a community to have that empathy and compassion for our men and women in service right here off the coast, here in Mayport, where their families are living.
Yeah.
So tell me, as a community member, what is the best experience that you have seen watching this unfold from battalion to battalion, from ship to ship, from captain to captain?
Well, Mayport and Jacksonville writ large is an incredible community. I've seen so many examples of just people going to the pier to watch ships come back from a deployment where nothing really happened. I was also in the Persian Gulf in 1987 when the USS Stark was hit. And so I was on, again, you've never heard of my ship, USS Stephen F. Groves, but we brought her home. But the outpouring of community relationship, the incredible amount of sympathy and support we got from the community after the Stark event, and we still celebrate, we still commemorate that event every year on the naval station. So Mayport and Jacksonville writ large are just wonderful, wonderful communities for every aspect of it. From, in fact, the city of Jacksonville is one of the very few communities that has a cabinet level official whose job it is to be mindful of the military and of the veterans. So it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place to be in the Navy. It truly is a town that embraces the Navy in every aspect.
Well, thank you for your service, and thank you so much for setting your anchor here and not picking it up and sailing off to another city. We're so privileged that you have invested in us.
Well, I appreciate it. As a side note, we were able to move here when my children were starting high school. And so both of my daughters are Fletcher High School grads. And in fact, we've embraced Jacksonville Beach as our hometown to the extent that my daughter, Chris, is in fact the mayor of Jacksonville Beach and is running for re-election even as we speak. Shout out.
Shout out to my friend Chris Hoffman. I had no idea this was her dad. So again, full circle. I want to thank you for sticking around to find out what people, places, and projects fire us up here in Jacksonville. Thanks for coming to Ignite Success.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's been a privilege. If you want to find out more about Rick Hoffman and Orion Solutions, you can go to dailynewsnetwork.com. I'm your host, Suzie Becker, here with
Alex Kellison.
We'll catch you next time.